Hello everyone, welcome to Business School 101. Today we're diving into one of the most pressing questions in global tech and economics: is China's chip industry truly on the rise, or is it all hype? For decades, China relied heavily on foreign semiconductors to fuel its economic growth. But things are changing fast. In 2023, Huawei surprised the world with the launch of the Mate 60 Pro, powered by a 7nm chip reportedly produced by SMIC. That same year, China's integrated circuit exports soared to $154 billion, making it the second-largest exporter globally. So what's really happening? Is China truly on its way to becoming a semiconductor superpower, or is it all just a high-stakes illusion? In this video, we'll break it all down, from a brief history of China's chipmaking industry and its market size, to its current major products and future projections. Let's dive in. Section 1. A brief history of China's chip industry. For decades, China relied heavily on imported chips, especially from the US, Taiwan, and South Korea. In fact, semiconductors have long been one of China's biggest import categories, costing the country more than its oil imports. But in recent years, things have started to change. Following trade tensions and US export controls, China made semiconductor independence a national priority. Government policies like Made in China 2025 and billions in funding have fueled rapid development. Companies like SMIC, Semiconductor Manufacturing International Corporation, and YMTC, Yangtze Memory Technologies, were founded or expanded to drive local innovation. Meanwhile, more than 300 semiconductor megaprojects are underway across the country, underscoring China's ambition to become self-reliant and globally competitive in the chip industry. Section 2. The size and value of China's semiconductor industry. China's semiconductor industry has seen significant growth in recent years. In 2024, China's integrated circuit (IC) exports reached approximately $160 billion, marking a 17.4% year-on-year increase. This figure surpassed the export value of mobile phones, which stood at $134.4 billion. Despite the growth in exports, China remains a major importer of semiconductors. In 2024, the country imported ICs worth $385 billion, a 10.4% increase from the previous year. These figures highlight China's dual role as both a significant producer and consumer in the global semiconductor market. Section 3. What types of chips does China make? To understand quality, we need to understand what China actually produces. Most Chinese firms focus on mature node chips, such as 28 nanometers and above. These chips are good enough for many everyday electronics, like home appliances, electric vehicles, and industrial machines. But when it comes to cutting-edge chips, like the 5 nanometers or 3 nanometers chips used in flagship smartphones and AI servers, China still lags behind. Most of these are made by TSMC in Taiwan or Samsung in South Korea. However, China is catching up very fast. In 2023, SMIC reportedly produced a 7nm chip used in Huawei's Mate 60 Pro, surprising many in the West. Though the process wasn't as efficient or scalable as top-tier chips from TSMC, it marked a major step forward. Section 4. Is the quality any good? Now, let's talk about quality. For mature technology nodes, like 40 nanometers and 28 nanometers, Chinese chips are reliable, stable, and cost-effective. These chips power everything from security cameras to electric bikes. For most industrial and consumer needs, they get the job done. But for ultra-advanced performance, such as high-end gaming, artificial intelligence, or quantum computing, Chinese chips still face challenges in terms of performance, power efficiency, and yield rate. That said, just like Japan and South Korea once overcame the low-quality stereotype, China is climbing the quality ladder, and fast. The West once laughed at Japanese cars. Then came Toyota. The same narrative could play out in semiconductors. Section 5. Global market perception. Many Western companies still prefer chips from Taiwan, South Korea, or the US because of their proven track record. Trust in supply chains, intellectual property protections, and geopolitical stability also play a role. However, Chinese chips are increasingly being used in developing countries or in state-sponsored Chinese tech. Domestic brands like Huawei, Xiaomi, and BYD already integrate homegrown chips in their products, both out of necessity and national pride. Moreover, companies in Southeast Asia, Africa, and Latin America are price-sensitive and often prioritize affordability over performance. For these markets, Chinese chips are an attractive choice. Section 6. Barriers and Challenges. Despite rapid progress, several major challenges remain. Number 1. Export restrictions. U.S. bans on exporting advanced tools like EUV machines, extreme ultraviolet lithography limit China's ability to produce leading-edge chips. Number 2. Talent shortage. The chip industry needs highly skilled engineers, and attracting top global talent is tough under current political tensions. Number 3. IP concerns. Some critics point to concerns over intellectual property rights and reverse engineering, which impact global trust. In short, the gap isn't just about hardware, it's also about ecosystems, standards, and global cooperation. Section 7. The road ahead. Despite the hurdles, China's momentum in chip development is undeniable. With ongoing investment, a massive domestic market, and strategic partnerships with other nations like Russia, Iran, and members of BRICS, China is likely to become a global chip powerhouse, if not at the bleeding edge, then at least in mass production. Think of it this way, not every car is a Ferrari. Sometimes a reliable, fuel-efficient Toyota is exactly what's needed. The same applies to chips. High performance isn't always the goal. Affordable, reliable chips have massive global demand, and China is positioning itself to dominate that space. Section 8. Conclusion. So, are chips made in China crap or high quality? The answer is, it depends. For high-end, cutting-edge chips, China is still catching up. But for mid-range and mature chips, Chinese firms are increasingly competitive, capable, and globally relevant. As the global tech landscape shifts and countries seek secure, localized supply chains, Chinese semiconductors are only going to grow in influence. Whether the world embraces them fully or cautiously depends on politics, trust, and time. That's all for today's topic. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more videos on economics, technology, and business trends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.